Okay, people, today we are going to understand a little bit better the concept of normal force. And then we're going to see that the normal force is something which is actually not so normal. So, let's, instead of blocks, which they are boring, we're going to spend a little bit of more time, and we are going to get our Isaac Newton into a nice elevator. Okay, so Isaac Newton with his nice wig, he is going to an elevator, which the first time he goes into an elevator, remember in those years they have no elevator, so he's a little bit afraid, and he doesn't know what is going to happen, but he wants to explore the concept of the normal force. So okay, so we got Isaac Newton here. Let's try draw some shoes, and here we go. Isaac Newton is ready to, for the first time, jump onto an elevator, which is something very unique for Sir Isaac Newton, as you can imagine. So now Sir Isaac Newton is still, he doesn't know that he has to press the buttons here, but once he realizes, he will be in motion. But so far he has a gravitational force pulling down and a normal force pulling up. Let's write here our reference frame. Our reference frame is the belly of Sir Isaac Newton, 0, 0. So if we apply second law, Newton's second law, that the sum of the forces is equal mass times acceleration, we will have that if the elevator is not moving, obviously. Let's write a nice a little bit better I's for Isaac Newton. So obviously the sums going up is Newton's minus Fg, which we know is the mass of Newton, times the gravitational acceleration is equal mass acceleration, which is equal to 0 because the elevator is not moving. So obviously the normal force is equal mass gravity, right? Example 1. What I want to outline that not always the normal force is equal mass times gravity. It's not always the same to the weight. So case 2, the elevator is actually moving. So finally Sir Isaac Newton realized that he has to press this red button here, and the elevator is moving with an acceleration of a. So again we have the normal force minus mg equal mass acceleration. Now the normal force is acting on the floor here. Newton is acting on the floor, but there are two forces going down, which are the acceleration and the gravitational force, and one going up, which is the normal force. So again, the normal force here in this case is equal to A plus G. So which is not only, what I wanted to outline here is not only mg, but is always also include the acceleration going down. If the elevator goes up, obviously this will have a negative sign on A. So far so good. But now let's go to a different scenario where the force is exerted on the horizontal plane. So in this case our Isaac Newton is here. He got quite upset, because he wasn't expecting that this elevator was such a difficult thing. To press the red button was an issue. So then he got hungry and angry, both of them, and then he wanted to punch something. So he decided that the best thing to do was to punch what do you think he will punch? His favorite tree, because he wanted to eat some apples, right? So he's punching the tree with some force which is equal to n, and the tree will respond with a force in opposite direction. Sorry, this is F, and this is the normal force of the tree being exerted on Newton's kick, or Newton's knuckles, right? So then what is happening here is that the sum of the forces is equal to 0 because nothing is actually moving, so that the normal force will be equal to the Newton exerted force, which was whatever 68 Newton or something, right? So the normal force will be the same 68 newtons. So as we see now, we have our reference frame here 0, 0. The force of gravity of the tree, whatever is the any gravity, doesn't play any role because the forces are exerted on our x plane rather on the y. So all the gravitational forces are going down, so they don't play any role in determining the normal force. Okay, so that's what Isaac Newton got out of this information. But actually not only that, because this apple tree was full of obviously of apples, and then one actually fell onto his head, and the rest is the rest of the story we know. So Isaac Newton was afterwards very happy after eating a few apples. And remember what Sir Isaac Newton used to say: eat an apple every day. All right, with that, thank you very much.